Thanks for listening to the NVTV Podcast, produced by Neuqua Media.
Welcome to this episode of the NVTV Podcast. I'm Andy Chen. On today's show, we'll be learning about the Wee Wildcat teachers here at Neuqua, as well as the child development courses. Joining me today is Laura, who is a Wee Wildcats teacher. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, first of all, I'm curious as to what the Wee Wildcats program is and what you guys do.
The Wee Wildcat program is basically a program where preschoolers come to the school on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays every week, and we basically get to teach them a lot of different subjects to kind of prep them for kindergarten.
All right. So, what are some of your responsibilities as a preschool teacher?
As a preschool teacher, we have to do a lot of research, and then that research turns into lesson plans. We have to talk a lot with our main teacher, who is Miss T. She kind of guides you through the process of making those different lessons.
So what are some the stuff you got to research for this?
You have to research a lot about the different ways that 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 5-year-olds develop, and what they're good at, what they're not good at. And you kind of have to incorporate that into your work. You have to think about what the younger kids are bad at and what the 5-year-olds might be better at. So you have to kind of think about what to make easier and difficult for them.
Right. I'm not that good at child psychology. I almost failed psychology last year. But I don't know some of the things that kids at this age range, are they 3 to 4?
Yeah, in Wee Wildcats, we have kids 3 to 5.
Oh, 3 to 5.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the things you know that they can do and that they can't do or recognize?
Well, definitely the newer kids, when they come into Wee Wildcats for the first time, they don't know how to, hold a pencil. It's really basic things that you have to guide them through. Whereas if it's 4 to 5-year-olds, there have been a lot of kids that do return to Wee Wildcats. So they've been there before, they know what they're doing. So those kids tend to know their letters, their numbers. They know how to hold their pencils and do different things like that.
Do you ever get them, the older kids that know how to do that, do you ever have them help the younger people learn how to do that?
I would say it's definitely nice to have them sometimes encourage their classmates. I wouldn't say that they specifically help them out, but it's nice to use the older kids as an example for the younger ones.
Yeah. Let's see. So Alessa, you say you make lesson plans for the students. What type of lesson? Where's an example of a lesson plan you have?
So we teach things called core curriculum and learning centers, and basically we do things like number sense, so a lot of math. We do alphabet writing, and the things that go into our lesson plans is first a hook to kind of get them engaged in what we're going to be doing, and you have to write step by step what you're going to be doing in your lesson, and you're usually focusing on either a specific letter or a specific number for your lesson.
What do you mean specific letter?
We have assigned schedules, so in the schedule you can see you're going to be focusing on, the number 1. So you have to think about how to write the number 1. How are you going to explain to them what that number is and where it starts and when you count kind of thing.
How to write it?
Yeah, how to write it.
So how many numbers are there in total to take on?
Usually we just start from 1 to 10. For the older kids, they can definitely count higher, so sometimes we do that with them. But we usually focus on 1 to 5, since those are the main numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, since you've seen a lot of preschoolers, right?
Yeah.
What is the highest that any of them could have counted to?
I think I know a kid that said that she could count to 100. So
100.
yeah,
She's
that's pretty
under
crazy.
5.
Yep.
I was, bro, at 5 years old, I could count to 39.
How do you just remember that?
I do, because because I remember my dad was teaching me. He didn't teach me 40, and I don't know why. But, but most of these kids, most of these kids could count to 10,
Yeah.
right? And most of them could count higher than that?
I don't know if, I wouldn't say most, but I would say definitely a certain amount of them could.
All right. So to become a preschool teacher, what is the process to like becoming this preschool teacher?
Before you even get into the Wee Wildcat program, you have to take child development. That's the main thing that you have to do as a class before getting into Wee Wildcats is a requirement. And then I believe you can do child development only starting sophomore year, junior year, senior year. I don't think it's available freshman year. And then for Wee Wildcats, there's 4 levels.
All right. Well, what are those 4 levels, and like what makes them different from each other?
So we have level 1, which is obviously your starting level, and that's for people who are newer, that just came out of child development. They're doing more of like kind of the easier stuff. They're definitely still doing a lot of work, but they're not going one-on-one with a preschooler. And then once you move to level 2, 3, and 4, you're starting to actually get assigned a preschooler and kind of pulling them to a side sometimes to go over like how to write their own name because it's more specific to them.
All right. Mm-hmm. Mind telling me like what preschool you were assigned to?
I was assigned to Violet. She just turned 4, but last year I had a kid named Brielle.
All right. Tell Violet I said happy belated birthday. So going back to like the process to become a preschool teacher, is there like a sort of certain qualifications you would need to meet to become a teacher outside of maybe grades or anything else like that?
Well, when you first get like into the Wee Wildcat program, because you can sign up for the class and you can get in immediately, but Miss T, she kind of has a way of almost like intimidating you when you first like she wants to make sure that the teachers that are teaching these preschoolers are like actually worth keeping in the class. So when she introduces the class, she kind of has to go really hard on what all of your responsibilities are. I've seen kids that get in the classroom and they leave the second day, like they don't come back.
Like they had to drop the class?
Yeah, like they drop it because they realize, oh, I don't think I can do this.
Like they don't think, or like Miss T said, Miss T doesn't think.
She can do that too. She can say like, oh, I don't think you belong in this class, but you can also make the decision.
So there's like certain qualifications you need to meet to like stay in the class. So before you get selected for the class, was the child development class like working with the preschoolers as well?
No. Child development is more about getting to know it's in the name, the development of a child. So it's from birth all the way till they become a toddler, which is leading up to preschool.
So then after that class, was like the next class you take will be with the preschoolers? Like the next level after child development?
I believe child development is only 1 semester. So yeah, after that, Wee Wildcats is like the second.
All right. What's the name of the course?
Of Wee Wildcats?
Yeah.
I believe it's Early Childhood Learning Lab.
All right.
Yeah.
So like, is it a sort of, to get into that class, is it a sort of like audition process where they want to measure like how qualified they think you are before you get in, or is it anyone can sign up if you're in the class?
Anyone can sign up as long as you've done child development.
Yeah. So you then get screened while on the job, right?
No.
What?
Wait.
Like you get screened on the job, like they'll make a decision about where you stay while you're in the class.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
How many preschoolers are in this like class? I haven't thought about that.
Typically, it's, I would say like 14 to 16. I believe this year it's about 15. So, yeah.
All right, 15. Oh, that's actually kind of small. And then how many is that including the high schoolers?
No, that's just the preschoolers.
So then like the high schoolers are another
Oh.
15. All right.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Oh. Does she make so? I'm curious now to think about this. When you guys go to that class at like the start of the period, where do you sit?
So the preschool room, we have the main preschool room. That's where the preschoolers are. And then attached on the inside is another room, which is mainly for like the teenagers to be.
All
So
right.
we always go to that room first.
All right. So then, like after a couple minutes, you go into the preschool room. All right. What I was thinking was that like, you and the preschoolers go into the same room, and you're like sitting next to each other, and it's like a mixture of like taller and shorter people. It's maybe a bit of a misconception. Speaking of misconceptions, do you think there's any like common things that people get wrong about this preschool program?
Oh, definitely. I think when people hear about this preschool program, the first thing that comes to their mind is that it's like a daycare. So like they see it as like, oh, I get to hang out with these like kids and it's just like fun, but it's more about teaching.
All right. Like, it's not free, period.
No.
So instead of like being daycare workers, you are like actually teaching them valuable stuff to get into like before they get into grade school.
Mm-hmm.
Any other misconceptions you think people have?
I don't believe so.
All right. While we're still on the topic, so are there any very notable moments you've had as a preschool teacher? Like, what are some funny or good moments you've had on this job?
I mean, it's definitely, since this is my second year, I'm currently a level 3. It's definitely really interesting to see how the kids that were here last year have like changed into this year because some of them come back. So like seeing, for example, the kid I have now, Violet, turning 3 to 4, it's like a big difference in terms of maturity and just how they act, and they're kind of more aware of what they're doing.
All right.
So, yeah.
Or are there any specific funny moments as well?
I mean, every time they come, so Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, it's always like something different. I feel like you don't go a day going into the Wee Wildcat thing without something funny happening because they're just hilarious. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of the times, because during fourth period there's a preschool thing, and my media period is fourth period, so we like sometimes walk outside the A wing. We'll see the preschoolers out there and the student teachers. They're doing like activities. I see them doing. I don't.
Yeah.
So what are some of those activities?
So most of our like activities are inside, but yeah, you'll see them occasionally outside in the hallways doing things. That's usually more of like the active things. So like we have preschool PE, they do that out there. We have gross motor, which is kind of similar to PE. Sometimes we have them go out there just as like an extra thing. So like number sense, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Or do they ever go out for discipline?
I wouldn't say out in the hallway. I would actually say like back in the classroom because, yeah.
Like that's like more safer, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I won't get too much into that, but I do want to know also about field trips. I think you guys have gone on one field trip, I remember. Mm-hmm. Are there any other field trips you guys go on throughout the year?
Throughout the year, so I know on Wildcat Weekly we talked about the pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
We also do a like musical theater field trip. I'm not sure around what time it is, but we did do one last year and it was really fun.
Where is that at?
I'm pretty sure it's near a college, but I'm not quite sure.
All right. And what was the play, if you remember?
It was the actually I don't remember. I know it's a Disney thing.
All right. Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down. That's fine. That's fine. So those are the field trips you go on. All right.
Yeah.
Do they, since this was like a semester classes, these are semester classes, right?
Yes.
Then do they repeat per semester?
Yeah, it's a semester class, and the preschoolers come back for the second semester.
So
same ones.
does that mean like they do the same field trips, or do they different throughout the year?
It's different throughout the year, so like based on
Alright.
season.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the semesters, which is what I'm trying to understand right now, is like you can take child development, which is like one semester, and then the second semester you're in like the childhood learning lab.
Yeah, you can do
Alright.
that.
Then if you go into like your next year, would you be taking like a higher level course, or is it the same child learning lab?
So are you saying if your first semester is child development,
Yeah.
and then second semester Wee Wildcats,
Yeah.
and then you want to do it again?
Yeah, like you're doing it again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so if you did that, you would be a level 1 on your second semester, and then if you come back the second year, you would be a level 2. So it
Alright.
doesn't take you down or anything.
All right. It's still like the same course, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And then, so the next semester you can be a level 3.
Level 4.
Or you're
I'm a
level
level
3.
3, yeah.
Wait. So last year, second semester, you were level 2?
Yes.
All right. I think I see that now. That's good information for people that might want to like consider that course. And who else among like, or I should say it this way, what types of people do you think would be a good fit for this course, or do you think would be interested in this course?
I definitely think that people who want to get into education, of course, and even people who want to get into things like therapy or like psychology kind of things. And you don't necessarily even have to go into Wee Wildcats wanting to be an elementary school teacher. You can do it wanting to be any grade level teacher.
Yeah. So, yeah, what are your future aspirations?
I definitely plan on majoring in early education. I want to get into, being an elementary school teacher.
All right. And overall, as a preschool teacher, what is your favorite thing about the job?
Just like getting a little taste of what my career could be like, kind of getting used to dealing with kids, which has definitely helped me, and just kind of like getting to know my future career better.
All right. Well, I think that may be all the time we have. So thank you, Laura, for joining us today on the NVTV Podcast.
Thank you.
And the NVTV Podcast is produced by media students at Neuqua Valley High School. Enjoy the rest of your day.